Thanks, Sam. Now, this year it will be 80 years ago that renowned poet Ingrid Jonker was born. To commemorate this event, Dutch songbird Niki Romijn and bass player Eric Robard are in South Africa for a special tribute tour. About 12 years ago, Niki Romijn fell in love with the poems of Ingrid Jonker. This admiration resulted in 2 CDs and the theatre show Roos van jou mond that toured the Netherlands for 3 years. Niki Romijn joins us now from our Sept studios. Niki, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live and South Africa.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Speak to us about the first time you heard about Ingrid Jonker or even read about her.
It was actually reading. I came home from a day's work and there was this TV guide lying on the table. And on the front of the guide there was a poem. And I started reading this poem. It was Korreltjie Zand. And I started to read the first 4 lines and somehow it blew me away. And it was like love at first sight. I was hit by lightning, and I started to read the whole poem, and I was mesmerized. I was just so impressed and so moved and touched. And I started to read more of her work. I bought the book with the Dutch translation, so I was sure that I knew what I was reading. And my admiration and my love just grew bigger and bigger, and out of this feeling I started to write music to her poems, because I'm a musician, and for me music is my way of expressing myself, and these poems just felt they needed my music. That's how it felt for me. So that's how it all started.
Speak to us about Roos van jou mond and how people responded to it, and what inspired Roos van jou mond?
You mean what the people, how it touched the people, the
yes,
audience?
And how people responded to it.
Very emotional. We first toured in the Netherlands for about 3 years, and there were a lot of people who knew her work, and so they came specifically for this performance. And they were so amazed that the music sort of added to the power of the poems and the words. And afterwards, we had many people just telling all these personal and emotional stories. And yeah, you really felt close to each other. It was not just a normal show, it was really something special. And even here in South Africa, the last performance we did, afterwards I had a few people just crying in my arms and telling me all these personal stories and what Ingrid Jonker meant for them. And you feel so close to these people, even though I don't know them at all, but they just, it brings people together. It brings people together.
Now, do you get a sense that people sort of can relate to Ingrid Jonker was? Because in actual fact, she was a very troubled soul, and that's why she ended her life the way she did.
Yes. For me, it's in our performance Roos van jou mond, it's more about celebration of life, because there's always a lot of emphasis on the way she ended her life, and a lot of sorrow and troubled, but she also had a different side, and I tried to put a light on that too. So she's not just fighting for her depression, but she was also a woman who enjoyed her life in several ways, and her poetry is much more diverse than just the sad stuff. It's like life itself, you know.
All right. Now give us details of your tour in South Africa and show times where to from next. I know you were in Kalk Bay last week, but give us all the details of what's going to happen this week.
This week we will be on Thursday we will be in Stellenbosch at the Klein Libertas Theater, and on Friday we will be in Villa Pascal in Durbanville, Cape Town, Durbanville.
All right, Niki.
And
Sorry, go on.
I would like to tell you about what happened yesterday, because I did a workshop in the Breitenbach Centrum in Wellington. The workshop How to Put Poetry to Music, and we worked with children from the townships there, and also did some poetry of Ingrid Jonker, and we started to write our own poetry and put it to music, and even then the poetry of Ingrid Jonker brought people together, and
All right. Niki Romijn, thank you so much for talking to us. Dutch songbird Niki Romijn.
You're welcome.
Talking to us about Roos van mond, which is Niki's acclaimed performance of the poetry of Ingrid Jonker set to music. Let's say good morning to Prince Kumete.